We will be generating a certificate using the keytool command in Java. If you don't have Java, you should go to 98.com or go to Oracle and download Java for your computer. Once Java is installed, you'll want to do a search in from either the start button or from the search window. I'm using Windows 10, so I'll be using the search window. So simply type CMD and the search should find the command prompt. Once your computer finds the command prompt, select this now. Thank you. Now that you have the command prompt window open, we will begin by typing C:. This may seem like a redundant step, but this will assure us that we are on the C drive. Next, we will type CD and then the backslash. This will take us to the main or the root directory on the C drive. From here, we will type dir space /s space keytool.exe and hit enter. This will search the entire C drive for keytool.exe. This may take some time. You should see results similar to what I have in my diagram in this slide. Thank you. Most likely you will not be able to access this keytool.exe command, which we will be using, because it is not in your current path. Your current path in a Windows system using MS-DOS at the command prompt is a path of different directories where the system will look for executables to be run. As you can see, my executable was found under C, Program Files, Java, JRE 1.8.0_91/bin. That's the Java bin or binary directory. So there are two of them that are found. I have a 64-bit and a 32-bit version of Java. For this example, I will be using the 64-bit. So if I type path, it'll show all the different paths that my computer will look for when trying to execute an executable file. And as you can see, this path is not in there. So simply type path. You will most likely not have your binary directory in Java mapped. If you don't, you will want to update your path statement. Do this by typing set path equals %path%. That will bring up your current path statement. That's your path environment variable, followed by a semicolon and the path to your binary that you found doing the directory search above. Once you've typed that in, hit enter and type path again. You should see your new path appended to your original path list. Thank you. We'll now create a temporary directory to store our certificate information that we key in. We will do this by simply typing mkdir ssl_temp. This will create a temporary directory off the root of your C drive called ssl_temp. Next, we will change into that directory by doing a cd or change directory ssl_temp. If you'll notice now, your C prompt changes and you can see that you're in the ssl_temp directory. This is where, again, like I said, we want to store our files. Thank you. Now we'll actually execute the keytool command. The command is keytool-genkey-keyalg space rsa-alias tomcat-keystore selfsign.jks-validity 365-keysize 2048. Let's break that down. Keytool is the executable that we are actually executing. The -gen key is the instruction to generate a key. The keyalg is saying to generate the RSA algorithm with this. There's different encryption algorithms. We will say use RSA. Alias of Tomcat, that will be an actual alias name inside the key store. The key store file itself will be stored in a file called selfsign.jks. That's what the -keystore instruction means. -validity 365. That means the certificate will be valid for up to a year from now after we create it. And dash key size is 2048. That's a pretty average size certificate. Now if you were to make the key size larger, the key would be much stronger, it would be much harder to decrypt, and if it was much smaller it would be much easier to decrypt. But 2048 is pretty standard. So once you hit enter with that, you'll be prompted for several questions. When it asks for your first and last name, this is going to be the CN, or the common name of the certificate. This will need to match the actual site name that you'd be associating this with. For this exercise, we will type localhost for this. When you ask for the name of the organizational unit, you can have some fun there, type whatever you want. When you type in the name of your organizational unit, you can have some fun with that too. For the name of your city or locality, again, you can have some fun with that. However, for the name of your state or province, that does need to be a legitimate 2-digit code for one of the states or provinces. And the 2-digit country code, that also must be US or any other country code that you'd like to use that's valid, but it does need to be a valid 2-digit country code for this to work. Once you hit enter, it'll verify your information and it'll ask you if this is correct or not. Spell Y-E-S if it's correct, or N-O to type it again. Don't just type a Y or an N, or it might not work depending on the version of key tool you're using. Then you'll be prompted to hit the enter key, and I went with the same password that I used for my key store password. This keeps things simpler. For this exercise, I used a very simple password. So go ahead and do that and hit enter, and your key store file will be created. Thank you. Now we want to see what's inside the certificate. Type keytool-list-v-keystore selfsign.jks, which is the name of your certificate. This should give you the output similar to what I have below. Please copy this information, either using the snipping tool or just copying this and pasting it in. I would like to see this submitted as your assignment. This will show me that you've gone ahead and gone through the steps to create your self-signed certificate. Thank you. The SSLshopper.com website, listed in the picture here, has some very good, useful tools for creating certificates using Java Key Tool. So look this over and try and get some familiarity. Nothing will be required for this assignment, but I wanted to make this available to you. Thank you. Please study this slide very closely. This is what I expect as your hands-on assignment this week. I expect you to list out the key store file and submit it with submit it. In this assignment, we created a self-signed certificate and put it into a key store. I would just like a brief written explanation on the steps necessary to create an actual certificate signed by an actual CA. So do steps 1 and 2. For step 2, there may be additional research required. There is a ton of information available out there on the internet, and we will be discussing this in class as well. So make sure you complete this assignment, step 1 and step 2, and good luck. Thank you.